second. I'm gonna be sharing this to people. Okay. Okay, the X-Man's coming to you live. YouTube live tonight. I do this. I'll probably do another one tomorrow night too. YouTube live, and I share it on Facebook and Instagram, or not Instagram. I share it Facebook and Twitter. It's AKA X. So I'm on here basically to say, how's everybody doing? And tonight I was going to break down a couple things. So I noticed, and it's making me feel old too. Um, Hip hop it is itself. I realized that there's been so many stories that I heard recently, like KRS One's story about having only $50 to his name before he became known at all, going to the studio, making a track, and then getting success from that. That was probably one of the greatest stories I've ever seen, next to Shannon Sharp's story, where he didn't even get to use the bathroom, coming from Savannah, Georgia, that's crazy to me. Props to Shannon Sharp. I don't agree with his LeBron love there. I don't get that. But a lot of other stuff I do agree with Shannon Sharp. I think he's got a very good point with a lot of stuff. And being a former tight end athlete, he's got his thing going. Sometimes as I go walk around and stuff, and I realize that a lot's changed in 2024 to a point where some of it's irreversible, like my mother passing away, which has been very hard on me. And I'm trying to do better. I'm just trying to do better as a human being. And I see stories about people like Shannon and KRS One, and I said, look, they had it a lot worse than me. At least I had a good upbringing, for the most part. Living in Delaware for 9 years, but mainly from Delaware County. And Delaware County was a great place. Um, as I said, like Elon Musk had actually came to Delaware County Tuesday, I believe he came here Tuesday. I don't remember right. And Elon kind of just went into it. Lazio Hunt. I don't know what that means. Does that mean smoke something? What does that mean? But anyway, like curveball. Yo. Hola. What's he sending me? A boat? A submarine boat or something? Supski. Curveball. Who's curveball? I heard of cue ball. Speaking of that, the Three Stooges, and I don't know how old everybody is that's on here. Yeah. Curveball. Cute. I remember 46. 46. Man, if you don't get out of here with you like me, Gore Boy. I try to entertain people. I try to keep people going. I try to get subscribers, and I said I get on here every so often to do a YouTube video, and here I am doing a YouTube video. Like I said, I'm trying to work on trying to get a podcast going and get other people on here. Jalen is washed. You got a good point. Jalen Hurts is washed. He's not. I'm from Delaware County, PA. I figured I'd get on here and talk for a little bit tonight. I'll go on for like 10 minutes. This is actually working pretty good. I got 14 people watching that I know of right now. And, like I said, this week's been kind of crazy. Halloween's right around the corner. And I'm just trying to build up a platform here. But as I was saying earlier with Shannon Sharp and KRS One, guys like that came up from nothing and pretty much made a name for themselves, and that gives me ambition to try to get out there and try to do what I probably should have been doing for a long time. I honestly should have had this YouTube page probably like 10 years ago. I never was really, I was a different person 10 years ago. There was a lot more going on. I was more like going out, trying to drink, trying to find a female to be with. and chasing these crazy dreams. I had a lot of good times, you know. I met a lot of people, you know, and I had a good run. But now things have changed, and I'm 42, going on 43 years old. So now I want to really try to get to a point where I can kind of just get out there and really make the grade, like try to be an inspiration to others in some regards. You know, that's kind of like what I have to find a purpose in my life, but you know, I need to have a direction and I have to reconfigure everything. And one of the things I am starting to do is I'm going to start doing a cheesesteak review in places in Delaware County and maybe in Philadelphia, possibly in New Jersey and stuff like that. I'm going to try to get back out there and do that kind of stuff just to give it like a little oomph, you know, just to get some excitement back in life because, you know, life has been really crazy, you know. Obviously, the election is in 3 weeks. And I'm really pulling for Donald Trump to win this thing, and hopefully he does. Um, but like I said, the Democrats, you gotta watch them. You gotta watch them. They're gonna pull strings. They're gonna try to cheat, and they will. They probably already started it. And I think that if the economy itself doesn't get better and get back to normal, you can't keep going the way you're going. Yeah, LeBron's not a good endorser. LeBron's terrible. He's with Diddy. Um, I'm 100% disagree. Ethernet. Yeah, man, do state to state, Billy Cheesesteak. Yeah, I mean, I plan to. I do have a lot of jobs because I'm in the process of trying to get a place. Shave a brush. Shaved or bush? Oh. Shaved or bush. Honestly, I'll answer that. It should be shaved, but I'm not on here to do that. I would if I registered to be a voter. I'm not a voter though. Bush guy, Bush was a fraud. He was. Yeah, LeBron's the most overrated player in NBA history though. I think that I could tell you that to be honest with you, he's the most overrated player in NBA history, and people are gonna or ESPN and all them. He bought into them, so now they're gonna hype him up like he's not the real deal. Only one guy, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, is the only guy. Michael Jordan is the only guy. Who that is? We have to stop Trudeau up here. Yeah. Oh, you're from Canada? Yeah. Trudeau's a dictator. He's terrible. He's destroyed Canada from what I've heard. I've never been to Canada. I actually one time I may try to get a passport to go to Canada. I may. I don't know. That could be one of my bucket list spots to go to. I don't really have a desire to go there, but it's one thing that I've been to New York. I've been to Vegas. I haven't been to LA, and I wouldn't go there now because Gavin Newsom is destroying that place day by day. IP reveal. How many Super Bowls have the Eagles won? They won one. It was a blindside sack. And he's a good player. I never met him. I met Jordan Mailata before. I didn't meet BG. Hopefully one day I'll meet BG because you know he gave the Eagles that Super Bowl, and everybody says it was Nick Foles, and like he was the quarterback. But at the end of the day, you don't get that sack, you're gonna lose the game anyway. All that didn't mean anything. I'd be big enough to understand, man. I don't know who Colin Smith is. If you like to fight people, you can get on Celebrity Boxing. Celebrity Boxing will let you fight. I personally think that's a clown move to get on my page and say that. It's just immaturity. You're probably 15. But anyway. Mace Dog 98. Yeah, I bet you it is. Golly, Grandma, what a big Adam's apple you have. About 1,700 for one bedroom apartment. Yep, yeah, 1,700 for $1,700. It's about 15 in Delaware County. I like Mace Dog. Mace Dog is like where I live. I'm on Colin's side. Reba Fluff. I don't know who that is. I'm not 60 years old. All right, this dude's getting removed because he sounds. Yeah, get rid of him. He's an idiot. We got rid of Colin Smith. He's just a hater. He's probably a Democratic hater that's Biden Harris, so he can go somewhere. Enough of him. I'm glad that's good. I'm sure your name isn't John Smith. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I'm an adult. So yeah. Anyway, so we got rid of the clown show there. Um, so yeah, I mean that's really where we're at, and P Diddy, yeah, Diddy. You know what's crazy about Diddy? It's taken him 30 plus years to pull something up that's been happening for 30 plus years. Just imagine all that stuff that could have not happened if people just didn't take money and bribes. I mean, I hate to say it, Diddy was always doing that. And if people think that I don't believe that Craig Mack, Black Rob, Notorious Big, and countless others were just mysteriously passed away and people assassinated and whatnot. They're crazy. Diddy's trouble, man. He's a troublesome person, man. Um, he's probably gonna get his way out of this somehow, and he buys himself out with that, you know. But as I said for years, what's up, Chris? Yeah, I don't know the diddler's name like that. Yeah, Diddy's done. He never. He always wanted. The thing with Diddy is Diddy always wanted to be like the man in the videos. He did, and the Justin Bieber thing. I don't know. I don't know much about Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber's too new age for me. Like I said, I grew up with Biggie obviously, and then you had Tupac. Tupac was my guy. Tupac. I can tell you right now, someone like Tupac or Eazy, if they were alive and they were in this era of music, they would have set records. They would have set records beyond belief because they were just talented. Easy unfortunately passed away from AIDS, and that was tough. I remember '95. I was just watching MTV and they said Easy's dying at the age of 26 or 25, and NWA had already been broken up for some time. Now Easy E had a lot of women. Easy E was but Al Camino Rolling Kilo G, like he had that was what it was back then. Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, MC Ren, they were good. He got with a lot of women. That's how he got AIDS. I mean, Easy E he was different, and he was a producer. He was not only just in the videos, but he was a producer, kind of like Diddy, but with more common sense and wasn't like doing scandalous things. Then Suge Knight came around. Yeah, like when Suge Knight was around, Suge Knight he had an empire. He did have he built an empire, and he got Tupac out of jail, but then he bought all the rights from Tupac, which kind of that's the thing. At Tupac probably shouldn't even took the deal from Suge Knight, honestly, but he did. I get it. He didn't want to be in there, and he did, and his rights were sold, and that sucks. Like he did it with Snoop for a while. Snoop found a way out, and now Snoop owes Death Row. Although I do question Snoop Dogg's loyalty to some things. He's sitting there talking about the best West Coast rappers, and he doesn't even mention Tupac. But him and Tupac were like this at Death Row. All of a sudden, he just wanted to do his own thing, and he turned his back on him, just like he turned his back on a lot of people. And I think people hide that with Snoop. Now, Snoop is always going to be an amazing hip hop artist, probably top 10 of all time, in that category somewhere. But yeah, it would be different, like Snoop Dogg kind of just, you know, he was good, he had a good talent, but I question some of the things that he does. Like he got too commercial, in my opinion. Um, and that's why I can't really understand that, you know. Yeah, Blockbuster. Yeah, Blockbuster was a great time back in the day. I used to rent videos. Now you get them on what Redbox, and you get them on, you know. I'm trying to think of the name of it. I got it. Not Amazon. It's Jesus. Holy shit! I don't remember. That's crazy. I don't believe that I forgot that, man. Um, I forget. Netflix. That's it. Yeah, Netflix. I can't believe I forgot Netflix. Yeah, Netflix took over. They took the world over. I mean, I'll watch Netflix, but not that much. I can't sit and watch movies like that. I move around so much, and it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Blockbuster usually had everything, and it was like, "Be kind, please rewind." You know, um, that was good times. Movies aren't the same. I mean, movies have so much more to them now because you have all this extra effects and stuff, and views and everything. Like, that's what I take from this when I get on YouTube. I just want views. I don't care about money really. I just want views. I want to try to get to a point where I'm accomplishing something where I'm accomplishing it. Top three heavy machinery in your opinion? Heavy machinery? I mean, a tugboat, not a tugboat, a tanker boat maybe. That's heavy machinery. Um, I have to think about that. But yeah, Canada. I don't know how I like Canada. And I heard rumors. I talked to a couple ex NBA players like Kenny Anderson. He told me that the taxes. Is it true that the taxes in Canada are just crazy? What about the meows? What the hell is the meows? What, cats? I don't know. I don't know what you're saying, but I would say cats meow. My mom had cats. I had to give them away. I felt bad, but I couldn't take them with me where I was going, and you know. I mean, Houston fans can be hostile. Houston Rockets. And speaking of that, Vernon Maxwell, people didn't never give Vernon a lot of credit, but Vernon Maxwell helped the Rockets win in '95 and '94. Yeah, that's about what PA is. If you make 1,700 a paycheck and then 13, that's about 30%. That's about what I would get taken out in taxes. Taxes are very tough, and this is all Democrats. They make this stuff up so that they can get more money, and they're just taking it and they're giving it to Zelensky, and Zelensky's laundering it, and it's just, I don't want to say that things aren't happening in Ukraine, but I know that it's not to a point where you need to give $60 billion away. Nah, this isn't a channel about that. I don't know what the Eagles are right this year. Yeah, take a rest. I mean, I got, I don't know if people do it. Vitamin water is pretty good. I like vitamin water. Yes, diplomatic tensions they are. I live in Calgary. Calgary Flames. They were a good team at one point, right? It's in the trillions soon. Yeah, Calgary Flames are pretty good. Montreal Canadiens. It's an investment. Have you ever heard of the Budapest Accords? I don't know what that is. Yeah, in '88. Yep. Russia got a lot of resources. You know what? People crush Putin, and this is the thing I'm going to say about it. They crush Putin. I saw the Tucker Carlson interview with Putin, and he's right about the economic side of things with cash. And I believe that they did put treaties on there on the table. I do believe that. I think Zelensky is just trying to drag this war out to get more money out of America, and in particular the Democrats, which is why they want to keep winning. They want to take that money, launder it away, and just do whatever they're going to do with it. I really believe that. And if it keeps happening, this is where the inflation comes into play. And they keep saying, well, it was Trump. It wasn't Trump. The Democrats have been in office for 4 years. Okay, Biden doesn't know his own name. Kamala is a panderer. She'll say whatever she wants to, even though she's wrong. Right? You know, it doesn't. At the end of the day, people will say what they want to believe it. Yeah, Biden's terrible. It's always Trump. And I'm not so sure he will. People are saying this. Trump, you got to remember, Trump is not even a politician. He's a businessman. He just wants to make sure to get this economy back to where it's at, or at least stop the inflation. You're never going to bring prices down ever again. This is where you're at. But as far as foreign policy, Trump is going to be 100 times better than Kamala, and that's the most important one. It is. Now you can say all this other stuff and the jokes and all this, but at the end of the day, you got to really, 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 really think this over. But people won't. Like I'm in PA, and they stay blue. They love Democrats. They love chaos, and that's okay if they want to do it. But if Kamala does win, which she won't win legally, by the way, it's going to get worse. Inflation is going to get worse. I'm going to say this with conviction. I'm telling you, my mom passed away. I watched her die in 48 hours in a hospital bed, and it changed my life. It shook me up, but I realized this never would happen if they didn't push that vaccine. I'm sorry, that vaccine did it. It had something to do with it. It didn't have all to do with it, you know, um, and it did it. Well, thank you, ASMR Rico. Rico Suave. Yep, there you go. There was no war in 4 years. Now you have two. I mean, Israel and Gaza are going to fight no matter what. This is where people have to understand. Um, and the Democrats have just let it go. They just haven't. It's weird how they treat that situation worse than the Zelensky situation, because you know what? Zelensky's a snake. Don't ever let people fool you. He's a snake. But now, I saw Trump went in and he talked to him, but he knows that they have to end the war. You can't just keep handing money over and printing money. That turns inflation higher. It doesn't. It's common sense. That war, it's not. You're right. The Gaza Strip, yeah. And now that they killed the leader of Hamas, I hope that there's not retaliation, but I believe there will be. And it sucks because I really don't even know what Hamas wants. I think they just want their land. Like, I don't know anything about this. I see the protests. They protest at Christmas. They're protesting around. They're not going to stop. It's not going to stop. Apparently, you got two sides on friction, and it's like the Joker said, the unstoppable force hits the immovable object. So that's what's going to happen. And you can't have Democrats in there because they're letting everybody run around, and steal, and do everything else. They haven't thought anything about it. I know enough. I'll tell you what has Kamala Harris and Biden done? There's a better question. Explain to me what they've done to make America better, and then you can get back to me on that. That's exactly, I'm not going to argue on here because it's not going to do it. Right. That's just really what you look at. You have to look at that. Lower drug prices. Yeah, what kind of drugs? Just like I heard SEPTA is going to give 20,000 free rides give free card rides around Philadelphia. I'm like, well, yeah, but how many of them have visas? Let's be realistic here. Stop the pandering in an election year down the road. There's a lot to it. And Shapiro's terrible too, but people think Shapiro is like this godsend. I'm like, he talks the talk to get people to believe it, but he's a grifter. He's not relevant. If he would have ran with Kamala, I wouldn't even have been shocked because he's a snake too. They didn't do anything with East Palestine. Right. So that's kind of like where we're at with that. You know, that's my whole take on that. Um, but I am rooting for Trump. I mean, there's nothing to it. You know, it was crazy. I remember 2016. I remember, hey, I'm gonna run to be the president of the United States, and I used to laugh it off. And now I'm looking at it 8 years later. I'm like, wow. Or maybe even before that, he said he was a run for president. It might have been 2014. I just remember that. I'm like, this guy's crazy. He still is crazy, but and then he did it and it was like, yo, that's kind of crazy. And then he won, even though they said it was the Russia coalition because Hillary's a snake and she's hiding so much dirt behind her. She is just disgraceful of a woman. I see snake written all over her. I mean, she's terrible, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who is. I don't even know how that Canadian stuff works. Does yeah, what's his name? I forget his name already. Trudeau. Who would Trudeau even be running against? Pierre Pulver. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm only looking down a little bit. My angle's pretty good. Pierre Poliver. Is he a Republican? How did they do that? Is it Republican, Democrat, or is it something different? I don't know how Canada has different rules, so a lot different rules. So he's a smart man. Pierre must be a smart man. He wants people to actually be able to afford something. Liberal and conservative. Okay, so it is the same. Because Trudeau, you know, like he doesn't. I don't think Trudeau's for his people either. He was a dictator and trying to force people to stay home on lockdowns. That's another thing the Democrats did. They pulled that, and the richest doctor of all time, Dr. Fauci, walked away with billions of dollars by just telling people stories. I don't even know what even constituted him being the only expert out there. I print T-shirts. So yeah, I mean that's kind of like really what you're at with it. Like as far as voting wise, I think you got to go with Trump and whoever else is running. You got to. I think you got to stay red, but I don't know. You know, there's a DA in Philadelphia. His name's Larry Krasner, and he's the worst DA in Philadelphia history. And he does not prosecute people, which is I hear stories every day in NBC Philadelphia. They're very liberal. They hate Trump. They dig up anything they can on Trump to try to discredit Trump. But then you see every crime that goes on. People hitting nurses. They're bringing people that are gunshot to the hospital. And crazy stories like that are just insane to me. And it's all Democratic because they don't have laws to fix Philadelphia. You know, I used to always go down Philadelphia all the time, but I'm scared to death to go down there. I am. What in PA or in Canada? I mean, for us, I'm saying there's one bedroom's about $1,455, $1,500 sometimes. It used to be about 700 in 2018, 2019. Yeah, I mean it's expensive, and they don't ever give up. They add on move-in fees and everything else, and crazy stuff. You know, wow, 550,000, $500,000. And then what are the taxes on it? How much in taxes a year do you pay in Canada on the house itself for a $550,000 house? Your taxes are probably about what, 10 grand at the end of the year? I'm sure Trudeau's making sure that that tax is up. He's going to collect his cut. It's just like every the PA. It's just like, Cheryl Parker. She just got in there. I think she wants to make some changes, and I don't really believe in Democrats, but I think she wants to, but I don't know if she's going to be able to. Um, 30% of that, Jesus. Wow. 1,400 to a month to 1,850. 30% increase. That's what I'm saying. People they just push numbers up there like that, and it's crazy. It's horrible for. It is, and that's the thing. And you know what it is? It's horrible for. This is another thing I'm going to bring up. Small business. Small businesses all closed. I was working at a place in Seacane, PA, and they just closed because they were a. I don't even know if they were Arabians or what they were, but they wanted a long-term lease in a place that hasn't been upgraded in about 20 years. Another number I heard was 9,000 a month for the business itself to be ran in there, and I just don't get that whole how that was even allowed. You know? Yeah, I mean, well, international students, that's whatever. If they want to switch over to the east side, I don't really have a problem with the international students. I do have a problem with the border crisis, which Kamala has not been there in 4 years, mind you, to those who think that Kamala is the answer. She hasn't even visited. That's her job. She didn't do that. She's not going to do that. And if she tries to, she's going to lie about it because that's what Democrats do. They lie a lot. I know Trump lies here and there. I know he's got a little lie, but it's just crazy though. Yeah, and that's what I mean. People crossing the border, just walk. I'm not even saying crossing. They're walking across and laughing, and they're getting free stuff, and everybody else is paying that out of their taxes. And um, the IRS is gonna just do what they do. There you go, wherever Jay is. Remember the passage of time. I remember when America was a better place. It was in a better place at one point. I don't know. Some of these people coming up with these crazy comments. A lot of people would get intimidated by when people sit there and call pedo in the middle of a page, but I know that's probably like a 10-year-old behind there that's doing that. You and Kamal grew up in a middle class family. Middle class. Israel or Palestine? That's a tough question, Brute. And I mean, I don't want to say because I don't know enough about it. I don't. Okay, well that's even more embarrassing to say something like that. And it's not professional. So if you don't want to say something nice, just don't say anything. I mean seriously. Like who does that? Who goes on another person's page unless you have a reason to be a troll? Seriously, stop. You're trolling. If you want to troll, go to the woods and troll somewhere else. Don't do that to me. I don't do it to you, don't do it to me. That's the respect level. Yeah, maybe Canada should. It is. Oh no, there's videos. They just let them walk across. That's it. They don't. There's no standard. There's no. You know. What's this channel about? It's about everything. I know some people have asked me that. They want me to stick to one thing, right? I guess we're sticking to a little bit of politics right now. I'm trying to figure that out myself. That's why I just kind of go around. But I eventually I am going to get on here and I'm going to do more interviews with people and getting it. I just have to figure out how this works. Kind of some nights it looks like TikTok, some nights it looks professional. So I can't. If it's TikTok live stuff, it's not to me. It's not even worth it. Trudeau needs to go. He does need to go. Trudeau he's needed to go for a while, but he's going to cheat in his election too. My topic tonight is basically talking about, I guess, partially this election, but I was really talking, referring about how people grew up a very hard struggle and made it and did things, and how impressed I am with that. I don't have any kids. I wouldn't want to bring up kids up in this world right now. The way things are going, things have to change. It's really simple. I didn't really get on here to talk politics, but it ended up leading into politics. It's just something that happens, and the way it goes. Um, you know, it's a crazy thing. But yeah. Oh yeah, financially, I got 3 jobs. I got 3 jobs, and I don't have a place to live yet per se. I'm just staying in a friend's house. But I know that at the end of the day, it's it's tough. You can't go out there and you watch these Democrats talk about genders and fake genders. Like, what was the one? It was about, they keep talking about pronouns and all this stuff. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you talking about this? Putting tampons in men's bathrooms. What is that? Yeah, January 6th. That was set up by Nancy Pelosi. So if you start bringing that up, that's trouble. Pelosi did that. She's another snake, just like Hillary. So yeah, I don't know how much Dennis earned. There you go, Toby Price. But yeah, so yeah, it was just tough. I don't know what Democrat talked about it. I just know I hear stories all the time, Instagram and everything else, and all I hear about is how they're putting tampons in men's bathrooms, which is not morally right. It's not right. Sure, I can. Actually, NATO. Is that NATO, like the get together NATO? That's another thing. Why isn't Ukraine in NATO? Why didn't they join NATO? That's another thing. P. Diddy is Puff Daddy. No, I've heard. But there definitely are cases where they're letting tampons in men's bathrooms. There are, and it's sad, and they're teaching these kids to do that about these things. If you don't know what gender you are, you're going to be another gender. There's no reason to ever have that kind of crazy insanity. You heard about the Columbine? That sounds like something the Columbine kid would have did. Just talking about things that don't make sense. I feel like being an elephant today. I mean, come on. Like, this didn't happen until Biden cheated his way in there. Like, come on, stop, guys. You know that this is not true. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. Well, I get it. We get what you're saying. But people are doing it. That's the thing. They're putting tampons in men's bathrooms if they're transgender. Or I can't remember the other word that they say. A that's it, non-binary. That's not a real thing. It's not non-binary is not a real thing. And I will say this on here with conviction, and every one of you could come at me however you want to. It's not a real thing. Our parents did not teach us that. Anybody, when my parents were alive, they did not teach me that. And I really highly encourage parents today not to teach that to their kids. I have seen little boys carrying purses. That's not normal, dude. It's not right. It's not right, guys. There's nothing right about that. You give me one good reason why that makes sense. I would love to hear it. Non bearing is it's not a real thing. I looked the definition up just a couple days ago. It's not a real thing. It's a Democrat thing. It is. They want chaos. They want chaos, and they've got it. And this is why when you go down the street, this kind of stuff happens. And Branty Foreman really gets so mad. Joe Google, Joe Mashi, Trump for life. Trump is for life. If he gets another 10 years out of his life, he'll be happy. But, yeah. Oh boy, that's enough of you. All right, I gave you a chance to like. I tried to give Branty Foreman a chance, and it just. I don't want to hear any more about it. It's not a real thing. I'll say it again. Non-binary is not a real thing. I don't know who teaches you this. It's not a real thing, guys. Well, what happened? And it echoes. What happened with your night? The Dragon Warrior. Nah. Caden Mixon. Hello, Caden Mixon. But it's not a real thing. Anyway, so yeah, so let's see what happens. You got about 3 weeks left. There's a lot of stuff going on. And another thing, every state wants to put Trump in a courtroom to discredit him for running. Colorado, New York really had him. It's New York was a disgrace for doing what they're doing to him. 34 counts. 34 counts. Oh, Eminem. He's always going to be one of the best rappers of all time, but his liberal views kill me. He's another Hollywood hideout. Or what is it, the Alphabet Mafia is, what's his name said? No, Trump needs to be out and about. He needs to be helping this country and get this country back to where it needs to be at. Donald J. Trump needs to be in there. But I'm just hoping things change, I remember I used to go out and have a good time. And, you could still go out and get stuff, but, like, when 2020 came, changed the world forever. When my mom passed, changed the world again. Well, if the election's on the 5th, it should be early on the 6th. But, there'll be another case, like in PA, where the illegal votes were dumped in the bin at 3 a.m., and they'll count them. You're the only person in America that might say that. What Diddy did wasn't wrong. That's not true. I mean, how much Biden crimes did Biden do? Like, there's a better question. They're never going to talk about it because he's just so old that they don't have it. They're still asking that senile old man questions, and he can't answer anything. P. Diddy is mean. P. Diddy's in big trouble. Trump free Diddy. Trump ain't raiding Diddy. Diddy hates Trump. He said it himself. He knows what crimes are going on. So yeah. Obama or Trump. Whew, man. Obama kind of fooled a lot of people, though. Him and Michael. But, what are you going to do? I know, who cares about Diddy or Trump? Diddy or Trump? That's the terrible question. 100% VR? Trump 2024, not 3024. He'd be pretty old at that point. Jesus put him on blast. Don't shout at. Who cares about me? He's not running. You see me dancing in my living room. 30-24. I hope Diddy don't get out, but he might. Him and R. Kelly are like, You know what's crazy? R. Kelly was probably one of the best R&B artists in the mid-90s, too. But and he's another one. He was dating Aaliyah he married Aaliyah when she was 15, guys. 15. He was like 30. You didn't see a red flag at that point? Like, stop. 100% VR. What's up, man? R. Kelly, the remix king. Yeah. Hey, him and Diddy, the remix. You mean the sampling? No, it is. Philly is probably one of the worst ever. You know, I mean, New York is tough now too. Between Philly and New York, it's tough. They're tough cities because they're ran wrong. They're ran wrong, and it's just what it is. And people continue to just blame it on Trump. They blame everything on Trump. Trump did this. Trump did that. Trump did this. Trump did that. Trump did this. Trump did that. And it's terrible. It's not. It's not. You know, like I love the fact that they dig everything Trump did wrong, but Biden has gotten nothing. Underwater in space. He was so great that the locks ran out on him, went to Rough Riders, by the way. I'm just saying, you know. Diddy 2024. There you go. No, not Diddy 2024. What am I talking about? Stop. Diddy 2024. Diddy's done. Diddy done it. Always was a saying, always a thing. He lost his Elon Musk 2028. I don't think he's gonna run. But you never know. Maybe he does. He's got enough money to do it. Who knows? I'm not really seeing it as that, but you know, it was crazy. I've been on for 47 minutes. I hope I got a lot of views. I hope I got some more subscribers too, but I know he said it. He said it jokingly too, by the way. And I'm sure that not any other American, I'm sure Biden never said that back in the 50s. Have you ever rewind a clock of what Biden used to say? Watch some of them old tapes when he was dictator Biden of Delaware, and somehow he was always there. Elon Diddy. I know. I know that Biden's not running. He doesn't run because he's senile. He shouldn't be in there right now, but they let him in. They let him in because they hate Trump. You know, Trump's running, and Trump hopefully will win. That's just the way it is. I mean, you can hate on it all you want, but if you think those Democrats going in there is going to change anything, you're crazy. I'm sorry to say that. There's nothing against it. Of course he was. And I'm sure that Biden never did it. I'm sure that Kamala Harris never said anything behind the back scenes. I'm just saying. But, you know, like I said, Trump should, I hope Trump wins. As far as, I don't know how everybody seems to be all over the world, so I don't know if I can talk about promotional stuff that comes out. Also, if you guys check it out, Celebrity Boxing, Rumble Celebrity Boxing. It's an up and coming thing. It's going to be all over. It's, you know, Celebrity Boxing. Just look up Celebrity Boxing, Rumble. Great stuff. A good friend of mine, Damon, he runs it, and he gets nothing but celebrities, and he's been doing it for some time. If you guys want to check something out, check them out. Andrew Tate 2020. I kind of like Andrew Tate a little bit. He's another one that kind of got trumped up a little bit with the accusations and stuff, and you know. But I'm gonna my battery's starting to die, and I'm getting hungry. I've been on for 49 minutes, but I probably will get on tomorrow night. So if people are around, just Mike Rowe, Mike Rowe, and we'll see what it is. My channel is right today. It's about politics. Tomorrow it could be about sports. But I pretty much, yeah. Go say that. Go say that to Andrew Tate. Go say it to him. After you think that, that's all I'm gonna say there. You know what I mean? Got a lot of good points too. They try to brush things under the rugs that shouldn't be brushed under the rugs, and you do that. Holy Monster TV. Homer, is that you? Hey, how you doing? Andrew Tate's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know about that. Hello. I get it. I mean, you can do whatever you want. Trump is unkind. Trump's a businessman. I keep telling people this. He's going to run the country like that. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, it's all about foreign policy. Grand Theft Auto. I'm all right with it. Jay Philly. Trump 2024. Donnie's going to keep it going though, man. He's up with it. Hey, Trump, he had some tough businesses, but he owns so many businesses that what are you going to do? You got to keep up with the taxes in New York. I give him, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. Who would you rather have than Trump then for the Republican side? Would you want Ron DeSantis? Because I can tell you right now, Ron DeSantis will sell America out fast as anything. He's a rhino. He's not just a Republican. He proved that. I thought he was better than that, and he's not. The veterans hate Biden, by the way, if you're going to bring that up. They're on tape. They hate him because he's letting transgenders in there, which I'm not. I don't think that should happen, but I'm not in position of power. JD Vance. I'm a little in between with JD Vance. We'll see what happens. I think he's pulling on a front to try to run in 2028. That's why he's running with Trump. But we'll see what we got. I haven't really watched his political debate yet. I'll try to sit down at some point and look at that. I'm not so sure about him yet. I think what's her name from Arizona should have actually ran. To be honest with you, I thought that Carly Lake should have probably ran with Trump. JD Vance is kind of like was a shocker that he even is doing that. What's my name? My name's the X-Man. X-Man says 15 seconds. I'll be putting more 15-second videos up later. But I am really going to get off here, guys. I know it's been real for now, but I'm really tired. Yeah, I'm Deadpool. Both parties are tough. But you're gonna have to trust one or the other. Harris will cheat. I'm getting off. I'll see you guys. X-Man out.